Look, when I woke up this morning, I really didn't expect, A, to see a picture of my old steamer on the screen showing off in the Gulf with the CO before me, but or to hear the phrase Sea Viper to Auto, which generally means you're having a really bad day at the office. And that's definitely not the case for the last 48 hours, because I think we've had a cracking couple of days at the conference. So look, I'm very aware that it's now just John and I between you and your onward travel. And the auditorium's looking a bit like the England stand at half-time last Saturday at Twickenham. So we're going to move it on. I've got no more than two slides, and I'm paraphrasing at pace. So I'm really grateful to SMI for the opportunity to reflect, however briefly, on today's and yesterday's proceedings and the continued conversation from yesterday and last night, which I think we'll all agree was a really good event. My thanks also to SMI for putting together such a great programme for today and for being so. I was going to use the C word, but I know there's a book running on how many times I mention it. So I'm actually going to switch to Jonathan's phrase from earlier, unity of belief, which really struck a chord with me. So thank you to SMI's unity of belief in delivering this two-day package. And I'd like to offer my particular thanks to Tim Curris, who's not only the Supremo in SMI who's put this together, but also is a secondee to the National Shipbuilding Office and works tirelessly on your behalf in our organisation, who's done a cracking job. So huge thank you to Tim. So some quick reflections. It was great that First Sea Lord was able to join us. Boy, has he had a heavy few days. And to set out his vision for the Royal Navy fleet of tomorrow and his acknowledgement of some of the challenges raised yesterday at the skills panel. We all, I think, acknowledge the challenges and the significant opportunities of AUKUS, which I think is probably a good place to start as we seek to grapple at pace with the solution, and at pace we will have to grapple with it. I was taken with John Wood's phrase of Holland and Wolff Belfast being a 160-year-old startup. Said in jest, I know, but through the opportunities of the 30-year pipeline and the FSS award, that yard has a bright future now, just like many other UK yards. The challenge is ensuring that the opportunities that the pipeline and the strategy offers are translated to commercial successes as the strategy intends. It was also good to hear about the plethora of commercial opportunities. The decarbonisation challenge certainly presents opportunities for the UK maritime enterprise, with much work to be done to transform even the UK maritime sector, both with vessels, new builds, conversions, and in our ports and terminals, as we saw earlier. But what is clear, however, is that it's only going to be achieved through close working between vessel owners, operators, designers, builders, equipment and system manufacturers, and ports and terminal operators. That left and right-hand arc of what the shipbuilding strategy and Maritime 2050 sets out to cover. It's also going to require, and I'll take this one, some continued government incentivisation to enable that transition in whatever form that government takes over the next few years. And we will continue to work hard and take your points away and advocate on your behalf. But it's not just decarbonisation. Digitalisation and autonomy also present many opportunities, as we heard today. And it was really good to hear from Al about BP's vision and ambition in this area. I wouldn't like to be monitoring his inbox tomorrow. So, of course, the adoption of net zero, and as we just heard, autonomous technologies are going to be governed by regulation. And it's clear, I think, that this is an area where industry needs to work increasingly closely with the regulators to smooth and accelerate the process. And it was good to hear about some of the work in that area. From my perspective, from all my visits, it's really easy to lob hand grenades at the MCA, but we should also offer them a few solutions while we're lobbing those grenades, because this is a team effort. It was also great to hear from all our major shipyards, showcasing their capability and current order book, as well as the opportunities for the world-leading supply chain, which we have in the UK today, and which has been ably represented over the last 48 hours. The whistle-stop tour of the prime shipyards demonstrated ambition, innovation, determination, and a genuine desire to collaborate. Bugger, I said it. We just need to turn the words into actions more consistently, as Jonathan rightly challenged us this morning. It's clear we have some fantastic capabilities, and listening to these presentations over the last 48 hours would, I hope, convince even the most ardent of doubters that the UK shipbuilding enterprise can realise our joint vision to become a globally successful, innovative and sustainable enterprise, just like it says on the tin. We must all carry that message with us wherever we go. Yesterday I asked us all to collectively challenge ourselves and ask, are we getting this right? I specifically asked, are we heading in the right direction? My view is yes. Do we have the right priorities? I think for now we're all in agreement, yes. Are we being ambitious enough? For now, perhaps, but we must maintain that momentum if we are to succeed globally. And are we trying to do too much? Given the opportunities outlined over the last 48 hours, I don't think we can ever do too much, particularly in the offshore renewables sector. So thank you for your engagement over the past 2 days. Thank you specifically for hanging in there. As I committed to you yesterday, my team and I in the NSO will do everything we can do to support you, to support industry, to break down the Whitehall speed bumps and to advocate on your behalf. We are listening, so please do continue to communicate both with Tom and the team at SMI as your industry voice and the NSO. And I really genuinely look forward to working with you all over the next year as we seek to deliver this joint vision. Thank you very much indeed.